Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Posh the Tutor. Just a general reminder, if you're joining the channel for the first time, I kindly ask you to like my channel, leave a comment if it's possible, but most importantly, please subscribe to the channel so that you don't lose on any of my videos. They are quite helpful, they are quite important. So don't leave the video without subscribing, sharing, commenting. Any one of those, it's quite appreciated. Today, like I promised earlier on in my previous video, when we're looking at the important aspects of the language, the 9 important parts of the language, I promised that I was going to come back and look at each in greater detail. Today we are looking at a noun or nouns, and by the end of this session you should be able to tell what a noun is, the kinds of nouns that we do have, and as you read around, quickly pick the nouns and slot them into their various groups. Right. My first aspect is just a general description of a noun. What a noun is. I said here, a noun is a naming word. That's a very basic explanation of a noun, but very important. It's loaded, right? It's a naming word for a place or places, a thing or things, and for a person or people, right? Basically, those are the 3 main groups under which we can have nouns, right? And the second aspect, I said, a noun can be a single word or a compound word. Compound to mean more than one word, right? After giving those 2 important aspects, let's get down to the different groups of nouns. Here I have given 5 groups, but like I always say, this is not an exhaustive list. This is not all the noun groups that we do have. This is just a tip of the iceberg. As you go out, as you read, as you do your work in English, you will definitely come up with so many other groups. Don't say, but we were only taught 5. No, this is just to open up so that you broaden your scope, right? Even what we do here is not exhaustive. We are just picking a few examples, then the gaps that are left, fill up the gaps so that it becomes comprehensive, it becomes useful, your vocabulary, your language develops in leaps and bounds. The first group that I gave is a group of proper nouns. They can also be referred to as special nouns. In some instances, you meet them as special nouns. Proper nouns are names of people, names of cities, names of countries, and so many others, etc., etc. To me, there are so many other groups that we can give. But we are saying proper or special names. John becomes a special or proper noun. London becomes a special or proper noun for a city. And then we go on Japan, a special or proper noun for a country. And then we go on as long as it's, and usually proper nouns are written, or we start proper nouns with capital letters. There is no way we write proper nouns and we use small letters at the beginning. No, that one is a no. Then the second group is a group of nouns called common nouns, ordinary nouns, general. nouns. Any one of those three terms can be used: common, general, or ordinary noun. So my explanation of common nouns is that these are general names of things, e.g. book. We don't specify what kind of a book. Is it a big, is it a small book? It's just a book. Baby, male, female, disabled, this and that, all those other qualities, we leave them out. Tree, right? It also fits under the different descriptions that I was giving. That it's just a general tree. It's just a general book. It's just a common, ordinary book, right? The third group are what we refer to as collective nouns. And usually collective nouns, you've got one word which stands in for a group of things. When we talk of family, I'm sure you know the people we would include in a family. Let's say we say a nuclear family, you know the members who would fit in: father, mother, and children. If it's an extended family, right, still we are using the word family. It's still family, but at a larger level. It includes aunts, uncles, cousins, and the other relations that you can come up with. So it's a collective name. Swarm, flock, herd, all those are collective names. I'm sure your mind is already bringing in other collective nouns that you already know from your previous reading, from your previous encounters with them. They are flocking in. Yes, that's exactly what we do. Just refreshing the knowledge. Then the fourth group is a group of nouns called compound nouns. You've met these. It might be a new word, or it might be something that sounds new. No ways. You've met these. Compound nouns are any two words that are joined together to refer or to form one word, which refers to one thing, right? Those two words are joined together, but we're talking of one thing, right? Ice cream is a good example. Football, another one. Airport, bedroom, and I'm sure you can quickly pick the two words that are in those compound nouns. You've met those words, you know those words, you always meet them. There are plenty others that we can come up with as examples. And like I always say, that is what I want you to do after we go through this. You go through this video, go back, refresh yourself, come up with those words, and you see, okay, so this is where it fits, right? The last, but not necessarily the least among these ones, are abstract nouns. These are nouns which show an idea, a state, a quality. And one common thing about abstract nouns is that it's not the object itself. It's not something that you can physically touch, right? So it fits into those idea, state, or quality, right? I've come up with just a few examples under abstract nouns. Anger, you can't touch anger, right? It's something that you can feel maybe from the way someone is talking that I'm sure they are angry, right? Trust, something again that you get to know about someone over a long period. You've dealt with that person for a long time, and if you talk of having trust in them or a company or whatever it might be, but usually you're talking of people here. If you have trust in what that person does or what that company does, you have dealt with them or you've been dealing with them for a long time, and you know their reputation. From the word wise, we have wisdom. Again, it's a quality that is displayed. You cannot touch that. It's not something that is tangible. So, concerning nouns, this is the bit that I have for you today. But I know it's much. Don't sit back. each time we go through a session or we look through an article or an item like this, try and fit in more examples under each subheading, like we've done for nouns here. Try and come up with other examples. Of course, I know 1 and 2 might be very common, but as from 3, 4, 5, please try and come up with more examples to fit in those groups. Thank you so much. Remember to watch through most of the videos, because you never know where the most important aspect is. So watch as much of the video as is possible. Thank you. Until we meet again. Bye.